Goldman Sachs Foundation and Salt Lake Community College. It is now a great pleasure to introduce one of our graduate rock stars from Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, Miss Amelia Wilcox, the CEO and founder of Corporate Massage. And it's a national on-site corporate massage company that's been bootstrapped from the ground up. And this is interesting because more women bootstrap companies than men. For some reason, you know, we don't want to borrow money. And so we bootstrap it and make sure it works within our means. Amelia was recently named one of Utah's 40 under 40 rising stars by Utah Business Magazine, and she was just awarded the National Women-Owned Business of the Year by SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives. So she's exponentially grown her company from a local solo living room operation to an emerging national brand. She calls herself a momtrepreneur. I want to hear more about that. Whose mission is to provide flexible employment opportunities to mothers and who believes you can build a meaningful, successful business without sacrificing family. So it's a pleasure and an honor to introduce Amelia Wilcox as this morning's keynote speaker.
So stoked that that was the song that was playing when I came up here on stage. We like Mary. All right, how awesome is this to be in a room with a bunch of other women entrepreneurs and just feed on that energy? I can't think of a better place to come and speak to and share my ideas with than a group like you guys. So I'm really excited for this opportunity. Oh, dang it. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how some of this technology has completely changed my business and changed my life. Something happened to me in January 2010. My husband and I sat down at our kitchen table to look over our bills for the month, like we do every month, and we opened up our credit card bills, and it wasn't good. There weren't good news in those credit card bills. They had been getting bigger and bigger every month for the last 2 years since we'd been forced to close our business. We had an online outdoor retail store that we had to close when the market crashed in 2008. So the fact that our credit cards were maxed out was really bad because we'd been using them to buy groceries and to pay our bills for the last 2 years. And to make matters worse, we also had a home equity line of credit that we had also maxed out. So between the credit cards and the HELOC, we were looking at $70,000 in debt. We had no savings. We couldn't afford the house that we were in, and we were completely out of credit. So it was a really bad day for us. And when I sat down at that kitchen table with my husband and we were looking at this, I was completely sick to my stomach. I didn't know what we were going to do to get ourselves out of this mess. Now, I'm a massage therapist. And I couldn't work any harder than I already was. I realized that 6 hours a day of massage wasn't something I could do every day for the rest of my life. My hands were starting to ache, my joints were inflamed. It's just really hard on your body. And so there wasn't anything more I could do. And my husband's a firefighter, and he was working on his days off. He had 2 other side jobs. He was driving truck for a concrete company and doing security. So my 3 daughters and I, we hardly ever saw my husband as it was. There wasn't anything more he could do either. So we were really scared we were gonna lose our home, that our daughters were gonna lose their home. And I even had to go so low as to ask my parents for money to help us buy groceries so that we could feed our kids. I felt ashamed, I felt helpless, and I felt really, really scared. This was actually the hardest time of my life. So I walked around and I was just racking my brain trying to figure out what can I do to fix this situation? What should I do? What can I do? I kind of exhausted all the possible routes that I could think of on my own, and right when I felt completely defeated, I had this impression that I should start a new business. And I thought to myself, how can I start a new business right now? We don't have any money, we have no capital. We're just not in a place where I can do something like that. But this feeling just wouldn't leave. So what I'm here to talk to you guys about today is about how I was able to take this company, this idea for this corporate massage company, and how I was able to start it with no capital, bootstrap it from the ground up, and grow it into the 2015 woman-owned small business that it is today. And hopefully there's going to be some stuff in here that you guys can take away and implement in your own businesses, because that's my goal. So, by a show of hands, how many of you, when you make a purchase decision, who goes to the internet first? Just raise your hands. So, most everybody. Okay, you guys aren't alone. 81% of people go to the internet first when making a buying decision. So what this means is that 81% of people are looking for the product or the service that you sell before they even pick up the phone or walk through the doors or anything. People are going to the internet first. So think about your website. Is your website helping people go through this buying process? Is your website helping them make that decision? What's really interesting is that 70% of the buying decision is already made by your potential customer before they even call you or submit an online form or step into your shop. So 70% of the buying decision has already been made. What does that mean to you? I can tell you what that meant to me when I first saw these numbers. To me, that meant that we needed to embrace the world of the digital buyer, and that we needed to build our website to accommodate this new way of buying things that people do today. People today buy differently than they ever have in the history of the world. So, knowing that people go online first, our company, we decided that we wanted to be the place where people would go to find answers to the questions that they had about corporate massage. So if you have a corporate massage question, you want to know how long a chair massage should last, or what does it cost, we wanted people to find us first. We wanted to be the place that if you had a question, we had the answer. We wanted to be that Wikipedia of our space. So in order to do that, my company had to adopt a new culture. We had to take on the role of being teachers in our space and come from a place of teaching and educating our potential clients. We took on the mantra of they ask and we answer. So that means that any question that we get from a customer, we should have an answer to that question on our website. So the first thing that we did is we took our group of about 12 employees and we spent 30 minutes brainstorming. And I asked them, I said, think of every question that you guys get over and over and over again. What are the questions that our clients keep asking, and we keep answering, and we keep answering? So we brainstormed for a half hour, and we came up with 50 solid questions that we get all the time. Is a massage gonna hurt? That's one we hear a lot. How much does it cost? That's probably the #1 question that we get every day over and over again. How much is the chair massage going to cost? And should we tip our massage therapists? People don't know these things. They have questions and we need to answer those. So we took those 50 questions and we decided to make those questions titles. And each was going to be a title to a blog post. And over the course of 5 months, we wrote those 50 articles and we published each one of them on our website. Some of you might call this blogging, and that's fair, but we really like to think of it as being the trusted leader for information about our industry on the internet. So you might be thinking, so what? So you wrote 50 articles, what does that mean? What happened? What do you think would happen if you, in your business, wrote down all the questions that your clients asked you and wrote an article about each one? What do you think the result of that would be? Well, I can tell you what happened to us. These are our results. And this is over the course of 11 months. So we have seen a 1,400% increase in organic traffic to our website. So organic traffic is when you go to Google, you type in your keyword, corporate chair massage, and those are the results that people don't pay for. That's just what Google says. This is what Google thinks is the most important thing. So we have had a 1,400% increase in that. All that traffic has led to a 2,350% increase in leads, which is really significant. We've gone from 2 leads a month up to about 49, 50 leads a month. And that has brought in $330,000 of additional revenue that we would not have had if we hadn't implemented the strategies that they ask you answer. So how many times do you guys get the same exact questions over and over again? Think about that. What is a really cool side effect of this whole project that we did is that now when a client asks us a question, instead of having to answer it over and over again, we get to send them an email. We get to say, hey, we have a great answer for that. Let me send you an email. Here is a link. And in great detail, it says exactly what the question, it goes through the answer to that question and breaks it all down for them. So the great thing about that is that our clients are more educated when they come to us. So when they call us, when they meet with us, our clients are way more educated, which means we're spending a lot less time selling and a lot more time closing. So my first recommendation to you is to go back to your team, gather them together, ask them what are the questions that you hear over and over again. Take those questions, make them into the title of an article, and write an article about it and put it on your website. That is step 1. So when you go to a website, are you more concerned about you, about your needs, and about your questions and fears? Or are you more interested in the company? By a show of hands, who is more interested in the company than in your own needs? Anybody? Right, we're not. We're not. Maybe one person? Okay. So what do most websites out there talk about? The company, exactly. Okay, so we realized that this was an issue, and so we had to change our website. We had to change the messaging on our website so that it would actually speak to the customer's needs, the customer's questions, the customer's fears, and stop talking about ourselves. Let me show you what that new strategy looks like. So this is our homepage, and as you can see, most of the messaging is actionable items. So, it's telling you to do something, and we're speaking in the terms of what's important to the client. So, where it says business owners, what are business owners concerned with? They're wondering how they can attract top talent and how they can keep their employees and keep them happy. So we're not saying massage is really good for this. We're saying, how can we keep your employees around? How can we help you attract top talent? And the same for all the messaging is like that. And it's change your business. We're speaking to the customer. We're not saying, we do these really great things, So that's kind of one example on our website. And then this section right here, this is actually a new section we just launched about 2 weeks ago, and it's already getting more clicks than anything else on our website. So I know that this is working. What we did is we have just kind of collected the information from our customers of why they hire us. What is it they're trying to solve? What's that problem? What's that reason that they want us to come in and massage their employees at work? So we wrote them out in their terms. What is the question or the problem that they have? Our employee morale could use some help. They're going to click learn more if morale is their issue. My employees are really, really stressed. They're going to click on that stress button if that's their issue. And so on your website, your messaging needs to speak to the customer like this. Now, we recently signed a really huge account, and all of you guys in here would know exactly who they are if I told you the name. And we thought, well, of course we got this new account because we're so awesome. We're so unique, we're so special. Nobody else uses our same technology, and that must be why they chose us. And The senior contract officer at this company even told me that the way that we use technology is so innovative that that is a good reason why they thought we would be such a great fit for them. So I thought, well, yeah, of course, that totally confirms my belief. We're amazing. That's why they chose us. And they actually chose us to come in and replace another company. So the difference, well, what's interesting is that this company, once we looked into this company, they actually use the exact same technology platform that we use for our services. And so I thought, well, I thought we were the only ones. And I thought, what is it that we're doing differently? These guys have the same tools as us. Why would this company choose us to come in and replace them? And so I took a look at their website, and I even talked to some of their employees from this old company, and I realized that the reason that this company chose us to take over their corporate massage account is because of the way that we communicate what we do to them. It's our messaging. It's the way we say how we help them and how we speak to their needs. So that messaging is super important because this is going to triple our revenue over the next 2 years. And there's a lot of companies out there who are really similar. Some companies sell the exact same services or the exact same products. So what are you going to do to differentiate yourself from your competitors in the eyes of your potential buyers? Messaging is what is really going to set you apart. So my second recommendation is to think like your customer. Become obsessed with what your customer thinks, feels, fears, and wonders. Talk to them in their own terms. Change the messaging in your marketing materials and on your website to mirror what your customers are thinking. And also, stop talking about yourself. This is kind of a big problem. We had to actually remove a lot of wording where we talked about like, oh, we're amazing, oh, we're so great, oh, we're good at this. You know, the consumer doesn't want to hear that. They want to hear what's important to them. So you don't need to tell them how awesome you are. So by a show of hands, how many of you, if I asked you how much revenue your website generated for you last year, how many of you guys could give me a number, if you know exactly? Anybody? Okay, nobody. Fantastic. You guys are really going to like what I have to say. We didn't have any idea either. We would change things around on our website, move graphics, change call to action buttons and what we wanted them to do. And we didn't really know what was effective and what wasn't. So I was spending about $500 a month on AdWords, Google AdWords, so that's the paid advertisements when you type stuff into Google and they're like the first couple results and you pay like $5 a click. And so we were just throwing money at it. We didn't really know if it was going to bring us back anything or not. We were just hoping that we were getting leads from that. We didn't have a way to track it. We didn't know what pages were generating leads for us. We just knew we would get contact forms in or phone calls, but we didn't know why. Like, what page are they looking at? What question is being answered that's making them reach out to us and call us? So we were kind of flying blind, and I think a lot of companies do that. So because of the tools and technology that we have now that we are learning how to use, I can tell you today that our Google AdWords have a 500% return on investment. So 500%. We invest a little bit of money, and that's how much more we make in revenue. That's a pretty significant number. Do you guys know how powerful that is to know where your money's going? And so for us, you know, we increased that AdWords budget. We bumped it up as high as we could because we know that we're going to get 500% of whatever we spend back. And the other thing that we learned is that our free demo page, where we offer people a free demo, free hour of massage to have us come in and let them try it out, that page had our highest conversion rate. So more people were converting and giving us their information and saying, yes, I want this, than any other page on our website. And so we changed the pathways that we wanted our potential clients to take on our website so that they would see that free demo form and more people would convert over and over again. And then the third thing that I learned is that people care about cost more than anything. Our Get a Quote generator, we have like a little calculator on our website where people can type in how many employees they have and what their budget is, and it'll spit out a quote and some different options of how much it'll cost. That's one of our #1 pages. We have a button on our homepage on the last slide that says get an instant quote. And that button is clicked more than any other button on our website. And we have an article that we wrote all about how we calculate pricing. You know, it's based on employees, it's based on hours, like all these different ways that we can calculate in the pricing. And that is our #1 blog. People read that more than any other page on our website. So what is interesting about that is that since so many people are looking into cost and reading about cost, what do you think that means when they come to us? That means that they're already pre-qualified. They already know exactly what we charge, and they're okay with it if they're reaching out to us. So the leads that don't have the budget for it aren't gonna call us. They're gonna go somewhere else, they're gonna look for something else. People that are looking for free massage, most of the time aren't gonna call us. So this is fantastic for us because again, it's that more time closing, less time selling. It's easier on our salespeople, we're making more revenue from that. And that's really powerful. So here's kind of a really basic example of what some of the reporting features and the tools that we use will show us. And this is just our sources. So this just shows us where people are coming from. So people coming from organic search, you know, what percentage of those are submitting forms and what percentage of those are turning into customers. Same with social media and paid search. Well, one of the things I learned from this is when I looked at it, I said, man, nobody buys from us from social media. So we had to think about, well, is social media really some place we want to put all of our money right now? Is that when we are running on a lean budget, do we want to invest in promoting things on social media, or should we put that money into pay-per-click where we now know we make 500% return on investment? So my final recommendation for you is that you get the tools that you need to measure your return on investment, to see where those customers are coming from so that you're putting your money where it's going to come back to you the best. So to close, when I started, we were talking about where I was in 2010, and let's fast forward to October of 2015. Today I get to work on my business instead of in it. Today my husband has 1 job instead of 3. We have no credit card debt. We're not living in fear that we're going to lose our home. When I used to feel helpless, ashamed, and scared, I now feel peaceful, empowered, and really optimistic for the future. And now, if my mom and dad need a loan, they know where they can come. And here is my contact information. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. If you want to just send me an email, you can reach out to me on Twitter. I really do love helping people. Mentoring female entrepreneurs is something that I love to do as a way to give back. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me if I can help you in any way. And thank you.